Hello friends, it's Karla here from Creative Scrapbooker Magazine. Today we are making a fun card with lots of Pink and Main supplies. This is going to be a scratch off card, and so you'll have to watch to the end to see the reveal. Here are these fun scratch off stickers. They have an iridescent look. And the scratch off discs that you would include with your card so that your recipient can scratch them. Some fun paper there. We've got some zigzag dies and the I Choose You stamp set. Very cute, and those have dies that coordinate with that set. We've got some Distress Watercolor Pencils and some Ranger Archival ink. We also have some Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. So here's a look at the watercolor pencils that we're using. These are the Distress Watercolor Pencils by Ranger. And I really like stamping on a watercolor, or this is a Bristol cardstock. Both accept the water really nicely. And I like the effect when I use a water brush and dampen the end of the watercolor pencil. So you get the pigment, you pick it up on the water brush, and then you're able to apply that to your background. And I'm choosing some colors that I want to use on my cute little girl that I've stamped here. There are 3 cute little images with lots of sentiments that coordinate with this bubblegum theme, which are great for lots of different occasions, and I think would bring a smile to anyone's face. I'm coloring in the background, again by picking up that color on the pencil and adding it onto the paper, and it will be darker if you have less water, lighter if you have more water. So you can add layers to this by letting it dry a little bit in between your applications, and it dries pretty quickly because you're not adding too much water anyways. Here I have a darker brown that we're putting over top to add a little bit more shading to the hair area, and it's really pretty quick and easy. It's always, I love watercoloring. I find it very relaxing. The watercolor has its own look, and I feel like you don't have to worry too much about blending. Here I wanted to dry the background a little bit more so that next layer of brown Distress watercolor pencil can be more of a shadow and not blend into the background. Have a little bit of the hair streaks on top there. So you can see I'm happy with that and the look of that hair. I'm bringing in another pack of the Distress watercolor pencils. I end up using package 1, 2, and 6 in this video. I do have all of the packages. I feel like I love being able to mix and match the colors, but if you just want to pick your favorites, and I really like that in each tin there's an assortment, a rainbow assortment, and then you can buy the white and the black separately. So if you felt like you wanted to try them out, just pick one that has colors that kind of speak to you, and you love the tones of the colors. They're put together really well. I'm coloring in the fun candies that come in this stamp set as well, and I'm using colors that coordinate with that paper pack, and the paper pack is called Year-Round Dots and Stripes, and so I know if I choose anything that coordinates with that paper, I'm going to be able to use any of the papers along with these images, and it's really going to look very cohesive. So I'm just finishing adding some details of this coloring, and I'll just let you watch the rest of the coloring. All the coloring is now done, and so I'm going to add the sentiment right into that bubble. I love that they've coordinated, or they've created the stamp set to have the sentiments fit into the bubbles. I'm stamping with some Ranger archival ink, and that's great to stamp over your watercolored image. And then I'm using a little bit of a white Jelly Roll gel pen just to add a little bit of detail. I'm using the dies that coordinate with the stamps to finish die cutting out all these images. And now I can use that year-round Dots and Stripes paper pack and create my background. And I just have a bunch of shapes here, die cut, and I'm layering them on. The purple background is the zigzag circles, and that comes in the nesting dies, and I love using those. I love that effect. I'm adding on the Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L foam tape to give it a little bit of dimension in the background, and all the panels were added on with the Easy Runner. Now I can adhere the scratch off sticker directly onto that circle. That's the perfect size, and that's such a fun element to add to this card. I've got that Easy Runner, which is the permanent, and it sticks very nicely. Now we have another Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L foam strip, and I love that all these foam tape elements, the squares, the roll of foam tape, and the strips are all the same dimension, and so I can mix and match them depending on the size of what I want to adhere to the card. I'm going to come in and add some bling here with my gems and sequins. So I've got some sequins, and the adhesive dots from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L are just perfect, especially this really small dot. It's an 1/8 of an inch, and it works so nice to adhere any of your gems or sequins to your background. So I can just get those put on there and add just a little bit of shine and shimmer. And I love that that scratch off sticker as well has that holographic look. And a look at that completed card, and then of course we have to add in one of the scratch off discs and scratch to reveal our sentiment underneath, which will be a great surprise for our recipient. So that is a very sweet hello. I hope that you'll check out some of these fun products, and thank you so much for spending your time with us. We hope that you have a very crafty day.